everybody, Tyron the God 3 here. Welcome back to Dragon Ball Super Reviews. Today we'll be doing the review of episode 122 for One Don't Pride, Vegeta's challenge to be the strongest. Oh boy, this episode, you know what? Before I get into the negative, I want to get into the positive. This episode looks nice. I mean, it looks really good. I heard that one of their old artists slash animators was getting back into it. I think it's the same guy who made the Goku versus Cell fight when Goku and Cell were both starting off in the tournament, and they were fighting off in the Cell games. And when Goku fought off against Kid Buu, and that artwork looked really good. And the animation looked really smooth, and it was just really good to look at. It was a good fight to look at, and I think this is the guy who did that, so I think he came back, and that's why things look so good. In fact, the episode is so apparent to its own fact that it looks so good that a nice chunk of the episode begins with Goku, Gohan, basically all the warriors from Universe 7 versus Universe 11, and their hair like just flowing in the wind. Yeah, because their hair follows physics now. Like Goku's hair can actually blow into the wind now. It looks like hair. Vegeta's hair looks like hair now. Everybody's hair looks like hair, and clothes ripple, and there's weight to everything now. So I will give it that. At least we can see that it looks good. As far as other effects that they add on, it still needs some work, but visually everything looks nice. Like the episode is very pretty to look at. Now let's get into the rest of the stuff. Now, if you've watched any of my reviews up to this point, you'll know that I don't like Jiren. I don't like him as a character. I don't like him as an antagonist. I don't like him as a fighter. I believe he literally only exists for Vegeta and Goku to punch at. He doesn't show any emotions or personalities, and he's been in this series for a nice chunk of episodes now doing absolutely nothing. At least the manga has the decency to give him a little bit of personality by stating that he didn't want to join the Universal Tournament at first, but then he says he'll join the tournament, but the second that Universe 11 is in danger, he'll immediately teleport out of the tournament. So at least then we get a little bit more dimension of him. But here he's literally just a really strong piece of cardboard ready to fight Goku and Vegeta when he needs to, because literally he does nothing else until that happens, and that's sad. Anyway, Vegeta goes off to fight him, and he obviously gets bodied at first. Goku then fights him at the exact same time, and while Vegeta is looking at Goku's fight with Jiren, he starts noticing Jiren's fight pattern, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if Jiren was too fast for them at first, what makes him... I guess it's like he's starting to catch on to Jiren's movements or something, which it's a flurry of punches. I'm not sure exactly what you're reading, but okay. Anyway, after that, Vegeta charges into the fight, and he is dodging the attacks now, and he actually lands a punch on Jiren, and Jiren's super shocked, and honestly, I don't know why he's this shocked. It just, yeah, he punched him, but who cares? Like, Ultra Instinct Goku punched him too. He didn't freak out then. He just kept fighting him. Ah, well, I guess he's just surprised that Vegeta was able to land a hit or whatever. Anyway, Jiren retaliates, knocks Vegeta a new one, and Vegeta retaliates by using his final flash on Cell. I mean Jiren. Because literally this is the same. Like, I watched the Cell fight against Vegeta, and the two almost look identical. Like, it's kind of scary how identical the two look. But whatever. I've already said that Super is trying to be Dragon Ball Z so badly. So this scene is not surprising. But, at least, like I said, it looks visually good. Visually, it's a nice looking moment. Aesthetically, though, I will have to say this moment doesn't keep me as invested as when Vegeta used Final Flash against Cell. The reason of such being, and a lot of people make fun of Dragon Ball Z for how long-winded and dragged out it gets. But the funny part of that is that sometimes that's what made those moments so memorable. The fact that that final flash took so long gave us a sense of how powerful this attack was going to be because of like how it infected the entire environment. It shook up the ground, it caused lightning bolts to scatter across the entire area. You know, it destroyed the rubble and the rock underneath Vegeta. It caused waves and water to rise up from the ocean, and you could actually see like everything being visually affected by Vegeta powering up his final flash. And then once the attack landed, you could see it did some serious damage on not just Cell, but the entire half of that Earth, of the archipelagos that they were fighting at. And I don't get that when Vegeta used Final Flash against Jiren. In fact, like I've said this time and time again, honestly, I believe that this arena that they're fighting in right now is a very terrible choice for this tournament. I believe the Universal Survival Tournament should have happened on a planet and should have lasted 2 days instead of like 2 hours or however long this is. I believe the entire tournament should have taken place on one planet. That way, when Vegeta did use Final Flash, we could visually see how it would affect the planet, and we can see how it affected the entire area. We get a sense that it did some major damage. Here, I just feel like it's one of the generic, powerful energy beam attacks that's already been launched several times within this tournament. But regardless, Jiren completely eats up the attack. Yeah, he's on the ground, but he gets up immediately after with not a scratch on him. And instead of doing the smart thing and using a Kai blast or a Ki blast to knock Vegeta out of the arena, like he did with Hit, he does this stun attack on him and makes Vegeta fall on the ground. So he's still in the tournament. Yeah, Jiren's an idiot. Why the hell would he do that? Oh, wait. No, it's not Jiren. It's the writers. The writers did that specifically so that Vegeta can stick around because apparently he's got this new form. Now, I want to go ahead and break that down as well, even though I know that it's not really in this episode. This is mostly just to show off the Final Flash attack. Obviously, things have been hinting towards Vegeta having this new form that's outside of Ultra Instinct. And you know what? I'm actually glad that the series decided to do this rather than have him be Ultra Instinct just like Goku. Just because Goku reaches a new transformation doesn't mean Vegeta has to have the exact same one. In fact, I even made an example about this in one of my older reviews where I stated that Goku reached full powered Super Saiyan while Vegeta reached Ascended Super Saiyan. Or Super Saiyan Stage 2 or whatever you want to call it. I liked this because they both found ways to ascend past the level of a normal Super Saiyan into a realm of a stronger Super Saiyan, but they didn't go the exact same path, where one was devoted mostly to power but lacked the energy conservation and speed, while the other focused on getting slightly stronger than they were before, but measuring out the amount of energy that's contained within themselves so that they don't use up too much energy in the fight. 2 different ways to get stronger, 2 different fighting styles, 2 different methods. So I'm glad that Vegeta does get a new form, but here's my problem. The new form he does obtain makes absolutely no goddamn sense. It exists because it doesn't really even have a name, and it's just sort of here without even being here yet. And it kind of just feels like they wanted to give Vegeta a new form, but they didn't want to give it a name, and they wanted to put as little effort as possible into it, and they didn't want to wind up becoming super predictable by giving Vegeta an Ultra Instinct transformation. So instead, they just decided to give him an ambiguously dark Super Saiyan Blue, and they refused to give any explanations as to how he gained the transformation or what this transformation exactly gives him power to do or anything. It just it feels like a lazy tack on that came out of pure nowhere, much like a certain other transformation I know that Trunks did. But regardless, That's basically the gist of everything that happened. This episode, like I said, looked visually gorgeous. And I gotta say, that was its highlight. I congratulate it for that. But there's no substance. And they're fighting literally the most powerful piece of cardboard that's ever existed on the planet. No, I'm sorry, the universe. Oh, I'm sorry, the multiverse. So, yeah. That is Dragon Ball Super episode 22. The next episode will be episode 123, A Body and Soul Full Power Release Goku and Vegeta. So, I'll see you all then, everybody. Tyrone the God 3 out.